Hello friends, Megha here. Welcome back to my tutorial series on Android. In our previous session, we studied linear layout. Today, we will use those concepts and create a final layout. So, open your project Simple Counter in Android Studio. I have undid the changes we have made in the last session, and I have provided the required changes as a link in the description box below. This is the current view of our app, and we want to make it look like this as the final version. Note, we have text view in one row followed by two buttons in one row. But we studied in linear layout that linear layout can stack views horizontally or vertically. So how can we achieve this using linear layout? It is easy. We can do that by nesting the view groups inside one another. That is, a linear layout inside another linear layout. For example, we can place the two buttons inside a linear layout and then place them after text view inside a main linear layout. Let's code this to understand it better. Open activity main.xml file. First, make the orientation of this linear layout vertical. Give this linear layout an ID, a name called main linear layout. Now inside the main linear layout, create one more linear layout. Give it a name, buttons linear layout. Set the width to match parent and height to wrap content. Copy both buttons inside buttons linear layout. Now set the width of first button to 0 dp and set the layout weight to 1. Do the same for the second button. Set the width of the second button to 0 dp and set layout weight to 1. The buttons are now same as the result app, right? Only a slight change that we'll be doing in the next session. Text view is still small. It's taking a space in the upper left corner of the screen. But in a final app, text view takes more space than the buttons. Well, you can play around a bit and use a different approach than mine. But what I did is, I added the text view to another linear layout inside the main linear layout. So, if you are following my approach, add another linear layout with width set to match parent and height set to wrap content. Give it an ID of text view linear layout. Now copy the text view inside text view linear layout. We want the text view linear layout to take up more space. So let's give it a layout weight of 2 and see what happens. Now this text view linear layout is taking up most of the screen space and the buttons linear layout is pushed to the bottom of the screen. The text view is still coming on one corner of the text view linear layout. We want it to be in the center. There is an attribute called layout gravity which can be used to set the view's location inside the view group. So for the text view, we add Android layout gravity equal to center inside the text view. Now this brings the text view from top to center. Still the text is in the corner and not in the center. So to bring the text to the center, set text view's width to match parent and set Android text alignment to center. Now the text inside the text view is in the center, just like a final app. Let's run this app and see how it looks. Click on the run button. Wait for your emulator to open. Now we are closer to our final UI of Simple Counter. Comparing the current UI with the final UI shows that layout wise we are at the same page as our final app Simple Counter. Still, the current app requires a lot of polishing to reach that final state. That's all for today's session. From next sessions, we start polishing our UI. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, do leave them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next session.